Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Malaysia and this is my YouTube channel dedicated to my business, Simple Clarity Co. And today, as my candle maker side, I'm going to give you just a quick video that I feel like I just wanted to share. Nobody asked me about it, but you'll know the answer now. I'm going to tell you the candle rules that I, as a candle maker, do not follow. If you're interested in my rebellious side, make sure to keep watching. Well, I'm not that rebellious, you guys. I think there might be less than 10. So we're gonna jump into it. And the first one is using mica powder. I use mica powder in all of my products. I make sure the mica powder, of course, is candle safe. I usually use ones that are from the candle suppliers, and they have them on their sites. They probably are like, yeah, you can use these in your beauty products, in your wax melts. I also use them in my candles. As soon as I started my business, making my first candle, I was like, I want to add a little bit of sparkle, because that's just me. I don't do too much on the outside, but personality-wise, I got a little inner sparkle, and everybody's going to know that through my candles. I'm not with you, but I'm going to find a way to add a little sparkle to your day. Thing is, I'm going to be rebellious, and yes, I'm going to use mica powder, but I test. And the amount of mica powder that I use is minimal. It is not to color the candle. I don't put a whole bunch in there to make that the purpose or the personality of the candle. Not at all. But I am going to use mica powder. I do use mica powder, and I don't think people recommend it, and that's okay. The chair is rubbing against that. That sounded like a pass of gas. Next is the fragrance oil load. I do not, and I will not, and I have not, since the beginning of making my first candle, ever tested with 6, 7, 8% for my first. No. First time working with a fragrance oil, absolutely not. The lowest I'm going is 9. That's the lowest I'm going. And after doing so much research before I even made my first candle, the only way I would ever touch 8 is to know that it's an extremely dense gourmand scent, okay? Very heavy gourmand scent. Those tend to be the heaviest, is the gourmand ones. And think of your bakery scent. That's the only time I would be like, maybe I could save a little bit of money and only do 8, because it's still gonna have the same amount of hot throw. The next rule I don't follow is the test burning. It's like 1 inch diameter every hour. I do not follow that rule. I did in the beginning, being cautious, like, oh no, and learning that soy wax has memory, so the first burn should always go to the outer part of the jar and reach the outer parts of the jar. Yeah, no. But I did that in the beginning because of lack of knowledge, lack of experience, just a COA for my business. And I realized I don't need to do that. I'm not measuring the wick and testing the wick performance by the 1 inch diameter, 1 hour rule. Burn your candle. Stop, start it, stop. Figure out what a normal customer would do. Is your wick good enough to do that? I mean, minimum, someone's burning the candle for an hour. Give me a nice little ring. After that, if they burned it long, if they did a power burn, is my wick going crazy? Is there a huge mushroom on the top? I want to adjust for those type of things. I don't care if it was a 1 inch diameter an hour. The next one, speaking on wicks, is trimming your wicks. I do not trim my wicks after every burn. Listen, I know. I've made Instagram posts about trim your wick, and while I highly encourage it, I don't do it. And I don't do it for a place of responsibility. My customer is most likely not going to trim their wick. I need to make sure that my candle can withstand the choice to ignore the rule. Can I still keep them safe? So I choose to act as a customer who does not flip the candle upside down to read the rules and guidelines, who does not care to look at the care card that I printed out and designed for them, who decides to bypass all of that and says, I want to light the candle so I can smell the smell that I want to smell until I'm done smelling it. I have to work in their mind process, and I will, for the safety of the product and reliability of my business. So I don't trim my wicks after every burn. I might do it after 2 or 3 because I feel like at 3, a lot of things mushroom and that person like knocks the mushroom off because they're tired of getting popped. I feel like they learned their lesson around the 3rd burn. Another rule I do not follow is adding my fragrance oil at 180, 185. I do not. I started off making candles, adding my wax at 145 to 140. In my head, the molecular structural level of adding the fragrance and the wax, it made sense. Doing the research, I'm like, yeah, it like traps it in, da da da. But what I found out is that there is a lot of inconsistency of it trapping it in and it letting the scent go and then not having anything else to release at that time, because it's not actually infused into the wax. And also I create a lot of air bubbles stirring at such a low temperature because I still gotta stir for 2 minutes, which made the finished product not as pleasing to the eye. And I made air bubbles when I was rushing because I am an active mom of multiple children and a normal 9-to-5 and a wife, and I do other things on the side as a hobby to have income. So I do too much too often and I would rush a lot, and I realized I was creating air bubble, and it got to the point that I was creating what is it called when you can't see it underneath there, but it was like it's like a little hole underneath there because the air had separated, so like a little air pocket. But I was creating that underneath the wick and I didn't even realize it. I still don't add it at 180 or 185. I just feel like I've had more success, more stability with my wax, which I use C3 Cargill wax. I add my fragrance oil now at 160 or 165. It's a perfect happy medium. I've seen consistent, beautiful products, longevity in product. I can guarantee this type of performance still with all my fragrance oils. Only time I will add a little bit higher and get into the 170 realm is when I have those very dense, like I said, gourmand one, to make sure that it does get fully incorporated and infuses with the wax, not just gets trapped in little pockets of the wax. So I did learn my lesson with that. The last one that I never did, a rule, not even a rule, more like a highly recommended, that some people thought it was now a rule. And a lot of videos will say rule of thumb because it was so highly recommended by Armitage Candle, which I do. I'm subscribed to him. I still get his newsletters when he does put it out. It's like an 84 candle rule or 100 candle rule where you have to make 84 to 100 candles before you even put your first one out to sell. I absolutely did not do that. I absolutely don't know who has the money for that. I made 24 or 36. It was 2 or 3 boxes. I did one of each scent because you do 6 at a time, so I did it twice of each scent. And I figured it out quickly, because I researched like a maniac before I even got involved with candle making. And I believe I've said this in my videos before. I researched only, didn't purchase one thing, not a candle making kit, not a wick sticker. I just researched for 3 to 4, I believe we're gonna say 4 months, but I can solidly say 3. I know it was probably 4 before I even made my first candle. That's how I knew what wax I wanted to pick. I knew what wick I wanted to start off with. When I say research, it was the manufacturer's recommendations for the wax that they create, right? And then it went to the suppliers, what they recommend based on manufacturers and what they've tested themselves, and they put their test results on their website. And then I joined 4 Facebook communities, and I was just reading things back and forth from there, back and forth from there. And then I made a decision on the wax I wanted, blah, blah, blah. And then I bought what I needed. All my stuff was first purchased from Nature's Garden. The fragrance oils and the wicks came from Nature's Garden. My wax came from like, I think it was Candle Science because they sold C3 wax at the time. And my jars and everything came from there. I narrowed it down to 2 suppliers. That's all I did. And I bought 4 boxes of jars. 2 of those boxes were testing, but then the other 2 is what I launched my business with. I don't know why y'all thought someone had the money to do 84 candles. Baby, I probably wouldn't have burned 84 candles anyways, test burn 84 candles. So there's just some things I still had to learn, like adding my fragrance oil so low, causing air bubbles on products that people actually bought. At the time, my candles were only $9, so it wasn't like they were like so disappointed. I wasn't trying to make a business out of it. I was just trying to get a couple extra bucks at the time. Once again, you do how you do it. I'm just telling you the rule that I broke and why I broke it and why I am going to continue to break it. Because in the beginning, it doesn't matter anyways. You can't be perfect trying to launch. I tried to be safe, and I tried to be consistent in the outcome of the product. Is this thing throwing? Is there a hot throw? Those are my two things I was worried about. I just wanted to make sure that I could make a product that somebody would want to buy. And I had repeat customers, which was awesome. And then I had new customers, which was awesome because someone told them about the product. And I was like, yay. So that's how my candle life started. So these are the rules I do not follow as a candle maker. I understand. Do I recommend this to you? No, these are the rules that I don't follow as a candle maker. I have chosen to take on any risk that comes with not doing these rules. You make your decisions for you and don't blame anyone else but you. You feel what I'm saying? That's how that goes. But I hope you enjoyed this video, you guys. If you break any rules yourself, please leave it in a comment. I know I'm not the only rebel in candle making. Join the rebellious crew. I'm not encouraging you to. I'm just saying if you already do, don't be afraid to come on out to the light. Shine a light. Come on now. Maybe you break rules in your industry. Maybe it's soap making. Maybe it's whatever. Let me know your rebellious side too. Fun rebellious side, guys. Fun. Keep it PG, please. If this video was something that you enjoyed, make sure to give me a thumbs up so I know you enjoy these type of topics. If I am someone that you would like to continue watching, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video. And if you want to see me outside of this wonderful YouTube realm, go ahead and check the description below for all my social media handles and follow me over there too. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I will see you in my next one. Bye.